Hi, I'm Chad with Wood-Mizer. Today I'd like to walk through our two small mills with you, the LX25 and the LX55. Now the LX25 is our newest small mill that we offer. Now both of these mills can handle a log up to 26" in diameter and 12'5" for your cutting length. Now as far as your widest board goes, both machines can do a 22" wide board, and your thickest cut you can do, your distance between here and here, is going to be 8 inches. Now both of these mills have modular bed sections, so you can add on as many 5-foot extensions as you would like, so your cutting length could be unlimited. All right, now I'd like to go over the LX25 bed. Now this bed consists of 3 sections. In each section you're going to get 2 bed bunks and a cross member. Now this cross member adds a lot of support to this frame once you get it together, and this diagonal cross piece is going to go right where your seam is, so it's going to kind of join these sections together. And also on each bed bunk you're going to get 1 log rest bracket. Now standard with this machine, you're going to get 2 tall posts and 2 short posts. Now the ideal behind having both of these is that if you're set up where you're a little bit higher off the ground, you can use just this one. But if you're a little bit closer to the ground, as you can see here, we're hitting on the ground, so that is as far as it'll go down. So when you put the shorter one in, that's going to allow you to go more travel for your smaller logs. Now when you're ready to cut a cant and your log's already squared up, these will come out and you'll use this built-in stopper right here, and that'll allow you to get down to 1 inch for your last cut. On this mill here, we have our log clamp put in, and this slides in and out, up and down, and it has a removable point. It also has nice big acne threads on here, so it's real easy to turn in and out, and something that you won't strip out very easily either. This point is going to be able to go right into your log, and it's going to hold that logging really secure. Now when you're already into a cant form, this is going to slide in right up underneath of it, and it's going to bite into the bottom of that cant, and allowing your clamp to be enough out of the way so you can get down to that last cut of 1 inch. All right, on this unit here, we have installed our optional leveling feet. Now there's 12 leveling feet that come in this kit, and when you get bed extensions, you're going to have to remember to get the leveling feet along with your bed extension as well, because they do not come standard. As you can see here, we have holes here, and those holes are there so you can put a 4x4 or a 4x6 runner underneath of this, and you lag bolt that runner in. By adding that 4x4 or 4x6 runner, it gets that bed frame up to a little better operating height, and it also allows for your travel for your log rest post to go up and down, and the pivot of your clamp here. Because as well as your clamp, as it pivots, there is a stopper here, just like this. So when this goes down, it catches on that bed bunk and allows that to stay out of the dirt and mud. It doesn't allow that head to bang into the ground. If you decide not to do the solid runner on it, you can go runners crossways. You just got to make sure you have one on each end of the mill and one at each section where the bed's joined together. Now I want to go over to the LX55, and we're going to show you the few differences between this bed and that bed. Now I'm over at the LX55. This bed is going to be the same as the LX25 bed. You're going to have the same amount of bed bunks, which is 6. We have the same amount of bed frames, which are 3. You get 3 bed frames. We even have the same cross member piece here that's going to help stiffen up this frame once you get it assembled. It's got the same 1/4 inch steel, same nice heavy industrial grade powder coat on it as well. Your biggest difference is going to be your side support. The side supports on this unit go side to side like this, versus the LX25, which go up and down vertically. We even use the same clamp as what we use on the LX25 and the same point. Now, the other thing that you're going to see on this unit here is that you get 2 clamps with this unit and 2 backstops. On the LX25, you get 1 clamp and 4 backstops, 2 tall and 2 short. Now, both configurations, this unit, your side support unit, and your clamp, they can be moved on any bed bunk. You just want to make sure you have them spaced out evenly when you go and cut. Same thing with the LX25. That clamp can be put anywhere you'd like, and same with your backstops. They can be moved to any location on the mill. Now I want to scoot back here, and we're going to cover some of the options that we have as far as what we have on the saw heads on both units. We're going to start off with the LX25. So as far as the LX25 goes, we do have an adjustable blade guide arm that comes standard with this unit. So this unit here, pull in and slide out. We also, on this unit, we are using ceramic guides. Now I'm going to go ahead and open this up in here and we're going to see what the inside looks like as well. All right, so we got this nice, easy hinged head here. This will keep it, when you're going to change blades, this is going to hook in here and it's going to allow you to be able to get in here, clean sawdust out, change blades pretty easily and not have to worry about these doors swinging back and getting you. So this is a pretty nice feature here. So on both units here, we run 16-inch band wheels and both of them have sealed bearings on here. Now on this unit here, I'm going to go ahead and open this one up so you can see it because it's going to be very, very similar. Now one of the biggest differences you're going to see on this unit is, instead of using the ceramic guides, we are using roller guides. So we're going to have roller guides here. So you're going to have the biggest difference between, again, ceramic guides versus roller guides. Both systems work extremely well. It's kind of preference on which one you prefer. Again, we got 16-inch band wheels here, sealed bearings in on it. Now this unit here, you can add an adjustable blade guide arm, but it is optional for this unit, not standard. Now with the LX55, this unit is going to be considered a 4-post mill. So what that means is you're going to have 4 places of contact down here on your carriage feet. So it's going to be a pretty stable cutting platform for you. When you look at the LX25 on this unit here, this unit is a 2-post platform. So you've only got 1 place of contact on both sides. So not quite as stable as a platform to cut on, but still very good. So when we start to look at engine options for both of these units here, this unit is going to have a 7 horsepower Kohler and a 9.5 horsepower Kohler option available for you. This unit here, it's going to start off with a 9.5 horsepower Kohler, a 14 horsepower Kohler, and then we also have a 7 horsepower electric that you can run on the 55. All right, now what I've got here are the log loading ramps for the LX55 and LX25. These are pretty heavy duty ramps, spring loaded, as you can see the springs down there, and it hooks right over the edge of the bed rail here, just like that. And as you start to roll logs up, these are going to start going down and pivoting up. And when that log rolls back, it's going to rest up against these. So it's going to make it pretty easy for one guy to get a decent sized log rolled up and onto the bed. So now we're going to move back here to the back side of the mills, and we're going to show you how to engage blade, how the head crank system works up and down on both of these units. We're on the back side of an LX55, and back here, this is your operator station here, and from standing here, you can reach everything that you need that's critical to sawing. This is your throttle engagement here. You have your water lube engagement here. This is your head adjustment here. So when you're ready to set your cut, you want to squeeze this little handle here, and this will pull that pin back right there, and then you can either lower or raise the saw head. Now this is set to be very, very accurate. And also, as far as your engagement goes, so if you pull this handle down here, that's going to engage your blade, and then when you're ready to stop, push this level forward, it's going to disengage your blade. Your water adjustment's right here, so you open the valve, and by opening the valve you can control how much or how little water you need depending on the type of lumber that you're sawing. This is our scale here, and to the right you have your typical ruler, and to the left you're going to have your quarter scale. So on your quarter scale here, we have 3/4, 4/4, 5/4, 6/4, and 8/4. So for the 4s, 4/4 here, if you drop on that 4 each time, you're going to be dropping 1 1/8 inches. It has your curve of your blade already calculated in it, and you will get a true 1-inch board. If you decide to use just the basic ruler for any type of sawing you do, just remember you got to add 1/8 of an inch for your curve. I'm on the back side of an LX55, and I'm going to show you how to put blade tension on your blade. This machine comes with a ratchet wrench that gets hung right here, and you can put it right back there when you're ready to cut. That way you don't lose it while you're cutting. And as we're tightening this up, you can see this plate here is moving, and this is what you're going to use to gauge whether or not you have correct tension or not. All right, we're there. So this plate here, this side of this plate should be in the center of that notch right there, or just past the center. And that will give you the proper blade tension you need for cutting. We're on the backside of an LX25 now, and as you can see, you have very easy access to everything you would possibly need while you're sawing. You're even closer to everything than you would be on an LX55. Now this wrench here I have, this comes with each unit, and this is what you're going to use to tighten and loosen your blade tension when you need to change a blade. So right now I'm going to go ahead and tighten this up and show you how that's done. This is going to slide on right here. As we're tightening this up, you're going to see this plate here is scooting over in this direction, and you're going to want the edge of this plate here flush with this plate that's mounted on the inside here. So what I like to do is, once I get it to right about where I need it, I just put my finger back here, it's flush, and that's where we want to be at. Also, when we look at what we've got, this is your push handle here. This is also your scale. You've got your water jug, your head crank here. So anything that you need while you're cutting, you're going to be very close to it. You're going to be closer to it than you would be on an LX55. So on this unit here, instead of having the pin and spring loaded crank system that we had on the LX55, we've got a friction pad system here on the 25. So on this unit here, you just pull back to lower, and with the friction pads are going to lock it in. Then when you're ready to go up, you just go up. So there's no pin to release. It's all done by friction. And on this one here, we've got the same scale as the 55. So we're going to have your normal ruler scale here, then we're going to have your quarter scale off to the left. And as far as blade engagement goes, it's right here on this handle. So you hold here, squeeze that handle down, that's going to throttle up the engine and start your blade. And then anytime you're ready to stop, you just remove your hand, the engine will idle back down and your blade will stop. On this unit here, when we start cranking the head system up and down, the crank system and everything is going to travel with the saw head. On the LX55, the crank system there, it stays at the operator station and does not move up and down. So that's one of the biggest differences that you're going to see between the 25 and the 55 on the way the head travels up and down. We're getting ready to fire up the LX55. The LX55 comes standard with a 9.5 horsepower Kohler engine. We have the upgraded 14 horsepower Kohler engine here. There is also a 7 horsepower electric unit available as well. So we're getting ready to fire this up. We're going to turn it in the on position. We're going to get her started. On the LX25, the standard horsepower option is 7 horsepower. We have here the upgraded 9.5 horsepower, and both engines are Kohler engines. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in the run position and start her up.